Is the UX design industry really over? Should we all look for new careers? If you want to learn why I think it won't happen, stick around and let me explain. In the past few months, I have noticed growing numbers of videos and articles predicting the end of UX design industry. Recently, I watched and read Michał's great video and article on the subject, which stirred quite a panic in all of the online forums where people from the industry tend to hang out. If you haven't watched the mentioned video, you can find it in the video description. Number one question I'm getting, especially from people learning UX and UI, is he right? Well, there are things that I'm agreeing with and things which I'm not. So maybe let's start from why I don't believe the UX will be over, especially so soon. As any respectable UX designer should, let's start from research and look at the available data on the subject. According to a report published by Market Research Intellect quite recently, we can see a global outlook and projection from 2022 to 2030. In the area of UX design services market. Report in itself is quite pricey, and the real numbers are hidden, but on the summary page we can see the graph which clearly shows an ongoing growing trend from the end of 2023. Then we have another report published by Industry Research regarding the global UI and UX design software market, which also is projected to constantly grow up to 2029. You may now say that it's not really an indicator of job security. But think about it. If the software market for design tools is projected to grow, someone needs to operate it, right? Finally, we have the US Bureau of Labor Statistics, from which we can learn that demand for UX designers is expected to grow by 23% from 2021 to 2031. Which is much faster than average. Apart from that, we have the argument that demand for designers will shrink because of the progress and abundance of available tools. Do you know when first version of Material Design from Google was published? Or since when the concept of design systems exists? Or when services like Envanto, Freepik or Flaticon were published? All the mentioned exist for many years now, and they didn't lead to the collapse of UI and UX design market. On the contrary, because they offer templates and tools that most of the time still require skilled people to adapt to specific situations, be it branding specific products or populating them with original content. Those tools and templates save a lot of time, and I personally use them in my work quite often. Same applies to frameworks for developers like Bootstrap and others. Those exist for many years and they didn't lead to collapse of developers' careers. Didn't CEOs like Elon Musk exist before, where quality and originality were sacrificed over time and money? I get that Elon has a huge following, but he didn't create this trend where companies and businesses want to achieve the biggest returns in the shortest time possible with the least amount of investment. This process even has a name, Lean Startup Method, which was popularized by Eric Rice in his book of the same name. Not only that, but those principles can be and should be applied to UX processes in something called Lean UX. And what about the AI? Influencers are bombarding us from left and right that everything will soon be replaced by it. Well, I mentioned it on a couple of occasions already in my past videos. Unless someone will come up with AI that can think and operate like a human, you can sleep easy. UX is just too complicated. It encapsulates and connects many areas, requires research, data analysis, critical thinking, and strategic planning. Yeah, good luck with that. Okay, but as every industry, UX and UI design evolves and changes over time. So let me move to the things that I'm agreeing with. It's true that currently it's harder than ever to enter the field of UX, and there are two primary reasons for that. First, there are more and more people wanting to enter the field. So there is a higher competition, especially at the junior level. And then there is the aftermath of the mass layoffs affecting big tech from the beginning of this year. The tech sector shed nearly 150,000 employees in the last couple of months alone. But designers encapsulated less than 4% of that number. And the layoffs themselves were a result of overestimation of growth. not shrinking markets. Many organizations went through restructurizations and adjustments, and I'm slowly seeing them going back to their usual recruitment patterns. In a competitive labor market, firms are often reluctant to bring on novice designers due to resources required for their training. Beginner designers benefit from mentorship by seasoned professionals, a luxury that some smaller companies may not afford. Many emerging designers haven't yet tackled real-world assignments, partnered with fellow designers, or navigated the challenges of deadlines, budgets, and technical limitations, necessitating extended training periods. So, in order to find a job as a junior designer, you need to stand out. But also, as Michał and the others said, you need to focus on design itself, not being a rectangle mover.